finishing the counting. The Biden campaign has remained confident but urges patience as results continue to trickle in. Based on projections so far, Joe Biden leads the race for the White House with over 250 electoral votes. I'm Sybil Wilkes. Be informed, be empowered.
The legendary 1140 AM KYOK Conroe and 92.3 FM K222CX Houston.
The views and opinions expressed on all radio shows broadcast on KYOK are entirely those of the host, guests, and callers who are entirely responsible for all show content and do not in any way reflect the opinions of KYOK Radio, its sponsors, staff, or management.
Walk out on that field today. Ask yourself this question. What time is it? Game time. What time is it? Game time. What time is it? Game time. What time is it? Let's go. We ready. We ready. We ready. We ready. And let's go to the house. And let's go to the house. When I step on the field, I send one message. This is what it feels like. This is what it feels like. Football is getting hit. That's it. It's gonna be football now. What time is it? Game time. What time is it? Game time. What time is it? Game time. What time is it? Let's hunt now. Let's hunt now. Let's go. Let's hunt. We ready. And let's go to the house. And let's go to the house. We're talking about the Jets like we're talking about the Saints. You know, all this, how we the Miami Heat of football. Yeah. The bottom line is you got to buckle up your chin straps. It's embarrassing. Yeah. Don't disrespect the game like that. There's too much pride from them. He's a man. They can be a hit just like us. He's a man. You already make the big money. He's a man. I'm telling you step on the field, man. That's who I did. When I step on the field, I send one message. This is what it feels like. Oh, my bad. Your bad don't work in my world. What time is it? Game time. What time is it? Game time. What time is it? Game time. What time is it? Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. We ready. And let's go to the house. And let's go to the house. It's a wrap. Game over.
Oh, no, this game is not over. In fact, it is just getting started right here on the lunch break on the legendary KYOK and the all-new 92.3 FM. I'm AJ Jones. It's Freestyle Friday, and let me tell you, what a week this has been already. I don't even know where to begin, but I think I'm going to begin with my special guest all the way from a state that's in the spotlight right now. I'm talking to Superintendent James Harris from Pittsburgh. And how you doing, sir?
I'm pretty good. Thanks for having me.
Man, thank you for being here. First of all, how are things going on in the state of Pennsylvania right now?
Well, I could tell you everyone's glued to their computers watching the election counts, actually. And everybody's just anxious and waiting for Philadelphia, where I came from, to certify everything so we can move on. But it's interesting here.
Yeah, I got to be honest with you. You know, I got questions, for you personally, as I read through your bio, your resume, our mutual friend and somebody that I believe we both dearly care about, Elisa Gabrielle, I call her Lady Gabrielle, has told me so many amazing things about you. But before we get to that, we heard the president of the United States get on national TV last night and literally vilify the good people in the city of Philadelphia. And I'm gonna tell you, it broke my heart. As I was driving in, I was mad about it. I'm all over the place when the leader of the free world, who should be bringing us all together in spite of what's going on with him, literally put those kind of negative comments out about a great city in our great nation. What were your thoughts about that when you heard that last night?
Well, I could tell you, growing up in the Philadelphia, South Jersey, Atlantic City area, folks out there, we're not fooled by Trump because we've known Trump a lot longer than probably the rest of the country.
Gotcha.
We know Trump from New York, Atlantic City, and what went on down there. And there's not much credence to what Trump says about that area because we've known him a lot longer than other places have. Yeah,
I got to tell you, those folks are volunteers. A lot of them are our brothers, sisters, friends, family. There's somebody's grandmother out there, just trying to do her civic duty and make sure that we have a fair and balanced election. They're trying to count votes. And to hear those comments, man, it really bothered me, man. It did really bother me. And I'm not trying to be divisive. I'm certainly not trying to be political. But that one right there stung a little bit.
I think people are just trying to do the right thing. And that's all it is. People came out to vote. They cast their ballot. Now they're counting every vote, how it should be. I voted by mail this year because of my work. And everyone just wants to be treated like they're valued and that their vote counts. And that's all that's happening right now. So it takes some time to get it right.
It does. And guess what? We've got time. It's not like we had to know on Tuesday night. There's no law that said it had to be known on Tuesday night. So I just don't understand why in one place it's stop the count and another place it's keep counting. I don't get it.
Yeah. It's interesting, but yeah. Okay.
Superintendent James Harris, tell us about you because I've heard amazing things. Tell us your district. Tell us, some good stuff about you.
Well, I'm James Harris. I was a terrible student in school, and I met our mutual friend Alicia in college, back in the days of Seton Hall. And I'm in a district that had trouble some time ago with a lot of violence, a lot of unrest, a lot of instability. And this is my third year here, and we're doing some pretty good things here. We removed the police from our schools by having a great high school administrative staff here who took control of things. And the police said, we don't even need to be here anymore because things are being straightened out. The Dr. Woods and his staff at the high school are excellent administrators and have taken control by putting some stability and programs in place and supports where the families feel engaged, the students feel engaged, and there was not a need for armed police officers to patrol the halls anymore. So the police said, we didn't need to be here. And it took some time to phase them out. We didn't just say, okay, time to go. It went from officers who showed up in tactical gear to changing out their uniforms to, polo shirts and khakis, and then getting it down from 2 to 1 to none. And it was really a collaborative effort with the police because the high school administrative team said, well, we'll call you when we need you. Well, they rarely ever called them. So the officers involved said, well, we want to do other stuff in the community. We want to sit in a room all day at a high school. So let us go do something else. And we collaborated with them. And they said, okay. And we agreed that they were no longer needed. I mean, they're still a great partner, but they're not sitting in the stadium.
I think that's phenomenal. I really think that's phenomenal because, a lot of folks are hearing things like defund the police and they're translating that into getting rid of the police, closing police stations and what have you. And what you're saying is you worked hand in hand with the police there in your area that were patrolling your hallways and your classrooms, and you all worked together so that they can transition from, like you said, the military kind of, full bore of arms and vests and what have you, down to polo shirts and khakis to the point where they were not even there, not because you kicked them out, because you guys worked mutually together to get the environment right where they were no longer needed.
Right. I always do the analogy of if you're working on your house and there's a big, pole supporting beam in the middle of your kitchen and you want to get that out to open it up. Well, you just don't whack it with a hammer and knock it down. You would bring in experts to show you the best way to support your roof, because if you just knock it down, the whole thing's going to collapse. So we brought in experts, consultants, behavioral specialists. We took time to understand what we wanted to do, empowered them, and then we slowly removed it piece by piece while adding supports, additional supports, which are mental health supports, academic supports, making the environment better for the students. And then once it was all done, 3 years, it's fine. It opens up. You never knew those sports were there. So that's how we did it. You just don't whack it away. You have to slowly support around it, and then you slowly remove it.
We got Superintendent James Harris from the Woodland Hills School District in Pittsburgh. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we're going to talk more about him and the great work that he's doing in that area that, as we said, is really in the limelight. We'll be right back right after this on the lunch break.
Presenting a team of lawyers who've helped people that have been injured or wronged. Have you been diagnosed with cancer? Are you one of the millions who have taken Zantac or other generic versions of this popular drug to help treat stomach issues? Then pay close attention to this message. The FDA said it detected low levels of a probable cancer-causing chemical known as NDMA in Zantac and other generic forms of this popular drug. They've banned sales and even removed it from the market. If you've been diagnosed with cancer and you've taken Zantac or a generic equivalent, call the legal helpline now. You could receive a free cash award and have your medical expenses covered. And there's no upfront cost to you. They only get paid if you win. So please call now. 800-251-7816. 800-251-7816. 800-251-7816. That's 800-251-7816.
The legendary KYOK 1140 AM and 92.3 FM. The legend continues.
Hey, what's going on? This is Lecrae, and right now you're listening to The Lunch Break.
All right, y'all, we're back here on the lunch break on the legendary KYOK and the all-new 92.3 FM. I'm AJ Jones. It's Freestyle Friday, and joining us on the show today, it's Superintendent James Harris of the Woodland Hills School District in Pittsburgh, PA. And so glad to have you on the show, especially sharing how you all were able to work hand in hand with the police in your area that were actually inside of your schools, and gradually over time, hand in hand, worked on a plan that allowed them to go and do other things and to be on call as needed. When you first got the job in the district, was that your primary priority, or were there other things that really took precedence, but that was something that you were determined to get done?
My primary job when I took the job, because I was told not to come here, I was in another district closer to Philadelphia, and there was a lot of stuff that was going on. There were a lot of lawsuits. There were a lot of assaults on students. It was very disharmonious. I wanted to come here, so I reached out to some folks that I knew, and I said, I want to go to Woodland Hills, and they said, what are you, crazy? You have a nice, cushy job where you are. I said, no, I feel like I could really help. And my goal overall was to make sure that the students who graduated from here had every opportunity available to them that they wanted. So one of the things that I did was trying to put some stability and procedures in place and supports that the students could be successful. So we went from a low 80% graduation rate to last year we were 97.5%.
Wow.
Which is one of the tops in the state. And before that, we were at 95%. So we jumped double-digit points. We got our test scores up. We're adding supports and reconfigured the schools so that we had elementary, middle, and high school. Before, it was all sort of blended, where, as you know, a third grader should not be in the building with a seventh grader, or an eighth grader should not be in the building with an 11th grader. So we created 3 elementaries, 1 true middle school, and 1 true high school. And even the kids said, hey, it's a different environment for us, and we could focus on supports that are grade level appropriate. So it's really just using common sense and getting feedback from community members, students, teachers, staff, the union. I mean, the union and I, we have a pretty good working relationship with the teachers union. You know, they help with the planning, with our COVID planning. We had hundreds of community members on Zoom meetings for our back to school COVID planning. So by the time it took for the board to make the decision on what we were going to do, everyone already had a voice in it. So there was no dissension. You know, the board president said, okay, any questions? And everybody just sat there because everybody had a voice in it. The teachers, the union, the community members, the students, and we agreed on what we were going to do. And it's not perfect for everyone, but getting that community feedback and buy-in so that everyone feels like they have a voice in all decisions helps.
You answered a question I was about to ask. What type of opposition did you face as you got there? I know you're probably beloved now.
No.
Now that it's really tough.
No.
There's still got a few haters out there. I got you.
You can't make everyone happy, but you have to do what's best for the students and staff.
Absolutely.
So in the end, I told the board, things are going to have to be shaken up a little bit. Are you comfortable with that? And they said yes. And the outcomes are what people look at. And as long as we try to be inclusive and get feedback from families and all of our customers, we do tons of customer service surveys of our staff and our students and community to see how we're doing. And it works because people know that, hey, I can't make everyone happy, but our intent is in the right direction that we're trying to do.
Yeah, we've got James Harris. He's the superintendent of Woodland Hills School District in Pittsburgh, PA, joining us here on the lunch break. What are the kids saying? What are the young people saying? Are you hearing their voices? How do they feel now that things are so drastically different than maybe when they started?
Well, the kids are our customers. So
Right.
if I'm in the building walking through, the kids will say, "Hey, Mr. Harris, I got a question. We need better ranch dressing. We need better hot sauce." I'm fine with that request.
Yes, sir.
When kids years ago were being tased by the police officers in the hallway,
Wow.
were getting their teeth knocked out by police officers. A year or so later, they're saying, "You know what? We're good. Can we get some different ranch dressing up in here?" I'm like, okay. That's what I want them to ask me. If I have kids coming to me, "Hey, can we start a dance class? Can we start a different type of club?" That's what I want to be questioned with. Not, "Hey, help us. The police are beating us up in the hallway or tasing us," which was occurring. But the board, to their credit, stepped up and said, "We need to make some changes," which is hard. They did. They brought a number of us in, the high school principal and myself, particularly, and a new athletic director, because Woodland Hills is known for their football. Gronkowski came from here. We're known for football. Yeah.
Okay.
So Rob Gronkowski came here. A lot of pro players came from here. So we have a strong tradition for football and theater. We top theaters in the area. So I'd rather have students come to me about, the number one question I got, my first got here was, "Can we decorate our graduation caps?" And I said, "Yeah, sure." Now, the teachers union was like, "Oh, that could be dangerous." Well, how is that dangerous? But the principal and I sat down with them. We agreed. Now that's tradition. 3 years later, hey, you should see how one girl had it lit up and sparklers flying from it. It was amazing. So those things that the students say, "Wow, it's a different environment here. It's more inviting, less stressful." When you remove uniformed armed men from the building, it lowers the stress level. It does. No matter what police say, and I'm a former military policeman, I was never trained to patrol the hallways of a high school or any school.
Yeah.
We were trained to subdue, okay, not de-escalate. You're not. So that's why I think the whole defund the police issue is not defund, it's refund them and get other people to come out and support when there's a certain type of call. But with the schools, we really focused on making sure that the environment was friendly. And as the high school principal says, he manages one period at a time, one incident at a time, one parent at a time, one student at a time. And as we started doing those things, we started turning the negatives into positives by one interaction at a time. And that's the only way you can do it. There's no magic pill to do anything. There's no program. It's interaction one at a time. And in a place like this, we're always fighting that negative history that we've now turned to positive.
Again, great work by Superintendent James Harris of the Woodland Hills School District in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Unfortunately, our time is a little short today, but I want to ask you, when George Floyd happened, what was your initial reaction, and did you think that would have a negative impact on the work that you all were doing and had accomplished, and how did your students respond? Were there protests? Did they lend their voice to the atrocity that we saw in Minnesota?
Well, we had a student killed here. Antoine Rose was killed by an officer right before I got here. He was running from a vehicle. He was shot in the back by a police officer. The police officer was found not guilty. Now, he would have graduated. He was the same age as my son, so he would have graduated about a year or so ago.
Wow.
We knew that was happening. So we put in mental health teams. We call them restorative circles. We partnered with the University of Pittsburgh in their mental health department and their restorative justice programs, the probationary department. We brought everyone in. We started having open conversations and dialogues with students and staff, because it impacts staff also. I mean, they had the young man in their class. Mm-hmm. So when the verdict comes down, it's not a surprise. We've already discussed it for weeks, if not months. So the students had a way to purge themselves of their feelings and discuss it in a way where they didn't react violently. They were used to discussing things. So with George Floyd and other issues, we now created environments, or we call them restorative circles, where every morning or day, a teacher can form a circle, there's a disagreement, and have a dialogue. And it takes time to train the teachers on it. It takes time for the students to understand, where it's an open space where they could communicate freely without judgment. And that's how we get past things like that.
I'm just amazed. I'm wondering why the national news is not covering you. I'm wondering, well, I mean, I understand why right now, but I'm just amazed. What you're doing and what you all have done could literally be a best practice across the country. Or do you have other superintendents reaching out to you all, or flying up to see what you all are doing?
Really, I mean, I don't have a background in education. I have an MBA. I have a business degree, and this is just for me and the staff we have here. We have a great team of people here. We're a small group. We have about 3,300 students, and it's one day, one student, one family at a time. That's how we do it. And we have people coming in all the time. Like I'm speaking Monday at the National Juvenile Judges Association, asking how we did it, because they showed up and they're like, "How are you guys doing this? You're not referring anyone to probation anymore." We're like, "We don't have any more cases." Yeah, every once in a while, but not really. And yeah, we have a fight every once in a while, but that's what kids do in school. They fight, right. But it's not a major brawl. Nothing like that. We can overcome it through communicating. And just once again, putting students in the right environment and our staff in the right environment and being free to speak your mind, that's what we do here. And that's what works. Yeah. Everything else is just extra.
Superintendent, I have to take a very quick break, but I want to come back. I want to give you the opportunity to share any information you want our folks to know, especially if they'd like to invite you to speak to their young people or their civic groups or what have you, because I really do think you have a wealth of knowledge that can help a lot of areas outside of your Pittsburgh area. We'll be right back with him, Superintendent James Harris, right here on the lunch break on the legendary KYOK and the all-new 92.3 FM.
Be honest, wheelchairs are heavy, bulky, and ugly. If you carry a wheelchair in your car to take care of a loved one, you know how hard it is getting that clunky, old-style wheelchair in and out of your car. Introducing the Feather Chair Wheelchair. At 13 pounds, it's the world's lightest wheelchair. It folds in seconds and fits neatly in your trunk, backseat, or closet, so you can take it everywhere. And it's only available right here. Order yours today and get a free wheelchair case, a $50 value, yours free. The Feather Chair. The world's lightest wheelchair is just $4.99 with easy payments as low as $16 a month. Sorry, no Medicare or insurance accepted. So call right now to order yours.
800-262-4690. 800-262-4690. 800-262-4690. That's 800-262-4690.
Hi, I'm Larry Scott, host of the Not So Christian and Me Show. Join me Saturdays for great fun, interviews, music, and the latest news surrounding our world today. We are the show that cares to hear your voice and opinion with real conversation in a no judgment zone. So join me Saturdays from 1 to 2 p.m. on the Not So Christian and Me Show, right here on the legendary KYOK Radio, 1140 AM, and the all-new 92.3 FM and KYOKradio.org.
Hey, what's up? This is your boy James Fortune, and you are listening to The Lunch Break. Keep it locked.
All right, y'all, we're back on the lunch break on the legendary KYOK and the all-new 92.3 FM. It is our Freestyle Friday, and I'm so glad to have special guest Superintendent James Harris of the Woodland Hills School District in Pittsburgh, PA, where they're doing some amazing things. Mr. Harris, tell everybody if they can follow you or the website to your district or how they can get more information about the great work you guys are doing up there at Woodland Hills.
Well, they can always reach out to me through our website. My contact information is there. I'm on LinkedIn. I'm not on any other social media site because you get in trouble that way working with kids. But I am on LinkedIn. Or you can reach out through WHSD.net. You can see my contact information on there. And I can tell you that when every student who enrolls in this district becomes mine, and I would not want anything for any of those students that I would not want for my own kids. And that's how it is. The teacher, the bus, the food, the sporting event, the classroom, the water fountain, whatever, if it's not good enough for my kids, it's not good enough for any kids. And that's how we all feel. And that's how we do this. So we all have children and on my administrative team, all different age groups, but we want our kids to feel like in our schools that they are our kids. And that's it. That's how we have to do it.
It shows, and I want to applaud you. I do. I really want to applaud you for a lot of reasons. So please keep doing what you're doing. If you never ever need any help from us down here in Houston, you got us. We'll support you. We'll get the word out. We'll be there in numbers. And again, we appreciate everything you're doing up there in at Woodland Hills. And Mr. Harris, y'all, excuse me, bring it home. Bring it home.
Once again, you want to send some barbecue up here.
Pittsburgh against the Cowboys. I'm not talking about anything else. But
the Cowboys, we're undefeated so far, But it's sad because I'm from Philly and I'm an Eagles fan, and it's tough when the Eagles played them and they got blown out. It was pretty sad. If you go to our website, you see me wearing a Steelers jersey and holding one of those terrible towels, looking all miserable. But they made me come in here and put that on. It's on our website.
I hate to break this news to you. It might be a quarterback issue with your Philly team. Yeah,
there are a lot of issues with Philly, but I'm still a true diehard Eagles fan. But, Steelers are, 6-0 right now, 7-0. They're undefeated. So everybody in the city is running around crazy today, and they're black and gold.
There you go. Superintendent James Harris, thanks for joining us on the lunch break. You have a blessed rest of your weekend, all right?
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
All right, no problem. Great stuff right there. Y'all keep him in your prayers. The work that he's doing is absolutely amazing. And I'm so glad to have had him on the show. I will, again, his contact information is scrolling along the bottom right there. Y'all be sure to reach out to him and, if nothing else, encourage him, because when you see a brother out there doing great work like that, you need to support the brother that's doing great work like that. All right, let me get a quick break, and then I'm going to come back with our next special guest. It'll be right now on the lunch break on the Legendary KYOK.
Yep, it's HA at KYOK. Yes, I am. You're Nicole Johnson, right?
All right, y'all, it's that time of year again. It is the time of year where you need to be thinking about the holidays. And I know COVID-19 has some people concerned about the holidays, but somebody is still going to have some turkey. And who better to tell us how to prepare those, what to do, what not to do, than the good folks over at Butterball. And joining us right now is Nicole Johnson. Nicole, first of all, how you doing?
Oh, AJ, we're doing good. We're talking turkey from our very own kitchens this season. For the first time in 39 years, the Butterball Turkey Talk Line, we've gone remote.
Wow.
Answer any question you have. Give us a call, 1-800-BUTTERBALL. We're here to help you celebrate the good.
All right. Now, it's been a little while since we've had this conversation, and some people may have forgotten. What is the best way to choose enough turkey for the number of people that might come over for our socially distanced gatherings?
Oh, I love it. Good question. We're recommending a big turkey this year, 2 pounds per person. And what are you going to do with those leftovers? Well, first of all, who doesn't love the leftovers?
Gotta
right?
have leftovers, right?
Gotta have the leftovers. So you're going to visit the butterball.com page. We have a lot of fun new recipes on there. Good ways to incorporate that leftover turkey. Turkey skillet enchiladas has a delicious cranberry salsa with a little jalapeno if you like a little kick. So check out that webpage if you haven't done so.
That sounded good. I like that. That's on the website?
It sure is. In addition to recipes, if you have a chance, that website also has a lot of fun new calculators on there. You can determine what size turkey to purchase simply by plugging in how many adults you may be expecting, how many kids you may be expecting, and we're going to tell you what size turkey to purchase. If you're a visual person like myself, you can watch some of the how-to videos on there. There's a lot of good carving demonstrations. A great demonstration shows you where to place that meat thermometer. Meat thermometer, as you know, it's your best friend on Thanksgiving Day, right?
Yes.
It's the safest way to check for doneness. 180 in the thigh, 170 in the breast.
All right, now we got Nicole Johnson for Butterball Turkey joining us here on the lunch break. Nicole, one of the biggest issues that people have is they get that turkey, it's frozen, and they've done like me, waited to the last minute to try and get that thing thawed out and get it in the oven. What do you recommend so we don't run into that this year?
Well, definitely plan in advance. So the Thursday before Thanksgiving, Thursday, November 19th, we have declared as National Thaw Your Turkey Day. and that's a good way. Take that frozen turkey out of the freezer and put it in the refrigerator. Because to your point, if you have a 20-pound turkey, for example, that takes 5 days to thaw in the refrigerator. So it takes a good number of days to thaw that turkey out.
All right. And then once we get it thawed out, there are people down here that have a little Creole in them, and they might want to fry it. What are the do's and don'ts of frying a turkey Cajun style?
Delicious. Deep fried turkey is certainly the best. My husband's on turkey duty this year. Again, we're in Chicago. We're going to do a little outdoor celebration. He loves the fryer. It's 3 to 4 minutes per pound. But I always remind him, make sure that turkey's fully thawed. You don't want to have any accidents. So make sure it's fully thawed. Make sure that peanut oil is a great oil of choice. It's going to take a good 45 minutes to get that oil up to temperature. And of course, you don't want to do it over a wood deck or anything like that. Give us a call. We're going to give you some more how-to steps when you're deep frying your turkey. Delicious choice, so that's a great option.
Yeah, I got family from Louisiana. I've been spoiled. I can't even go back the other way. Nicole, tell everybody what the number, the website, and you guys even accept text messages, right?
I love it. Yes, that's my favorite method right now is texting. You can text us your turkey question. You can even include a picture. And our text line phone number is 844-877-3456. Of course, we're available all of November and December, even on Thanksgiving Day. We're here to get your question, 1-800-BUTTERBALL. You're going to reach one of our fabulous 50 Turkey Talk Line experts.
I think it's absolutely amazing. I love what you all are doing, and I love how y'all are incorporating the technology because y'all saved me last year. I forgot what the, per pound, per person. I was able to send a text message and got an immediate response. So I want to thank you for all y'all are doing. Give them that number and website again.
Yes, please. It's 1-800-BUTTERBALL to reach us on the phone or to text us your turkey question, 844-877-3456. Butterball.com, again, is a lot of great ways to visit the recipes or the how-to videos. Of course, we're on the Alexa skill set, which is nice because you can simply ask Alexa, how do I thaw my Butterball turkey right in your very own kitchen? A lot of good ways to reach us this year.
Wow. Y'all are just taking it up to another level. Can y'all figure out how to make the Bears win? Have you figured that one out yet?
Oh.
Nicole said, don't do it. Let's just keep talking turkey. Nicole, you have a blessed rest of your day. We'll look forward to talking to you guys again soon, okay?
Thank you. Take care now. Bye-bye.
All right. Nicole Johnson, Butterball Turkey, helping us get those turkeys right for the season. Don't do like me. Don't wait till the last minute and, try and thaw it out by, throwing it in a tub of water. Just listen. The Thursday before Thanksgiving, Nicole said, is National Thaw Your Turkey Day. The Thursday before Thanksgiving, the week before Thanksgiving, is National Thaw Your Turkey Day. And if you have any questions, call them 1-800-BUTTERBALL or hit that text line or go to butterball.com. They are great people. Again, they help me out. So, again, great stuff from the good folks there at Butterball Turkey. Just FYI, we're going to be giving away some Butterball Turkey gift certificates where you can take it to your local store, sign that bad boy, and that will cover your turkey. We'll be doing that on Winning Wednesday. So keep listening for your chance to win your gift certificate from Butterball Turkey. Take it to your local grocery store, sign that bad boy, and you're walking out with a turkey courtesy of KYOK AM 1140 and 92.3 FM. Those are good folks, man. I mean, they're just coming up with all kinds of ways for you to handle your turkey. All right, we're going to be talking to them all throughout the month, so stay in tune, stay in touch. We're going to make sure we got you. All right, man, I'm still on Superintendent James Harris. I mean, what an amazing man, and what amazing work he and his folks are doing up there in Pittsburgh, PA. I like the fact that he was talking about working with the police and not just kicking them out and then trying to figure out what they did there, but they worked together and came up with a solution to turn a school back into a school and not a war zone and not an encampment. And I really want to throw this out there. I'm so glad to have had him come on, given what is being said about the good folks in Pennsylvania right now. Don't believe everything you hear. Definitely don't believe all that nonsense on the internet, social media, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, you name it. And I don't care how many blue checks or white checks or whatever color the checks are behind a person's name. And I'm going to call one today. Herschel Walker, stop it. Stop it. Bruh, I'm about to tell you, you're a great football player. You're a great track star. I know you know the martial arts, so I'm not talking about fighting you, but you need to stop it. You need to stop spreading false, dangerous, insightful rhetoric. Just stop it. And I don't understand how just because your candidate is losing and or lost, it's got to be corrupt. It's got to be conspiracy. It's got to be some shenanigans, some secretive, underhanded stuff. All I heard for 4 years is that, hey, just deal with it. He won the election and he's in the office and now we all need to come together and support him as the president. Where is that same sentiment now? Especially from someone like a Herschel Walker who's got millions of followers. Whatever happens because of that reckless, ill-advised tweet, post, that's on you. That's on you. That's on you, Mr. Herschel Walker. And everyone that propagates that nonsense, it's on you. And don't blame it on, oh, well, that's just them. And I didn't tell anybody to go out and do that. You put it out there. And many of your followers would not have seen it had you not put it out there. I understand that the president is upset. I definitely understand. It does not feel good to lose, especially when you didn't think you could. But I'm going to leave Herschel Walker alone, and I'm going to come to my brothers and sisters in Christ. Remember when y'all said that God put him in office? You mean to tell me the same God can't remove him from office? So what are you saying? God is corrupt? The God that we serve is sovereign. So you think he'd let earthly cheaters get away? Maybe this is not his will. Maybe he wanted to use somebody else. Just maybe it's not your will, but it's his will being done. And if I'm supposed to understand this scripture that we quote, love one another as I have loved you, love your neighbor as yourself, we should be working together through this, right? Right? Whole lot of prophets backing up on some stuff right now. Whole lot of prophets backing up on some stuff right now. We see in part, we know in part, we prophesy in part. You don't know everything. I don't mean to be disrespectful, but stop it. This nation's got to come together, man. It's got to heal. That's why I love what I do. That's why I love what I do. Aaron Rodgers went off last night. 4 touchdowns, could have had 5. 4 touchdowns in Green Bay's 34-17 win over San Francisco on Thursday Night Football. Aaron Rodgers, I keep telling people, man, I don't know what the deal is with this LaFleur head coach that they got, but this guy's like a best-kept secret. This LaFleur is like a best-kept secret. I mean, had a good. Let me see. Hold on. I want to get their exact record from last year because that was under LaFleur as well. All right, let's see. This year they're 6-2. Last year, bang, the Packers were 13-3. So 6-2, 13-3, 19-5. 19-5 in his tenure with the Green Bay Packers. That's a good head coach. That's a good head coach. And what has everybody been saying about the Green Bay Packers? Oh, they don't have the weapons. Oh, they didn't get Aaron Rodgers any weapons. Oh, he needs more weapons. They were 13-3 without weapons. They're 6-2 right now without weapons. And I know they beat an undermanned San Francisco 49er team, but hey, everybody out there was a professional. Everybody out there was a pro player. I'm sorry, man. Kyle Shanahan, that's how it goes sometimes. Every now and then, the other team is just better than yours. And they beat you 34-17. I think it's slightly ironic that the 49ers are going through their quarterback issues. Everybody told me that Nick Mullins was a capable backup. That's what I heard. Nick Mullins, oh yeah, he's capable. He can get the job done. Nick Mullins, that's what I heard. That's what I heard. Nick Mullins, what did he do last night? I'm not dogging him. He didn't do anything to me. 22 of 35, 291 yards, a touchdown, no interceptions. One interception. 8.3 yards per pass. Every now and then, the other team's just better. Everybody's talking about all these other quarterbacks, and Aaron Rodgers say, yeah, go ahead and talk about them. Go ahead. Patrick Mahomes, hey, he's even doing commercials with Patrick Mahomes. Lamar Jackson, yay. From what I understand, he and Lamar Jackson are real cool with each other as well. No animosity there. And this is one thing I heard that I really am glad to hear, that he and Russell Wilson have buried whatever issue they had with Aaron Rodgers making comments about Russell Wilson's faith and all of that. From what I understand, they have spoken personally about that, and there is no animosity there whatsoever, nothing but mutual respect. I love it. I love it. But Aaron Rodgers letting everybody know, I ain't gone. I'm not gone. I know y'all all excited down in Tampa. I know y'all all happy over in New Orleans. I know y'all all happy in Baltimore. I know y'all all happy in Kansas City. But Green Bay is still there. Green Bay and Aaron Rodgers are still there. Remember, they beat that San Francisco 49 defense. I know the offense was struggling underhanded, but that defense, Aaron Rodgers didn't have any problems with that. So, big win for the Green Bay Packers. All right, got to take a break. If you want to get in, 281-453-1000, 281-453-1000. It's the lunch break on the legendary KYOK and the all-new 92.3 FM.
1140 AM and 92.3 FM. The legendary KYOK.
You love your dog. Is something bothering him or her and you can't figure out what it is? Maybe they seem slow or lethargic, and maybe they just don't have energy. Wouldn't you like your dog to be living their very best life? PetJoy offers a money-back guarantee on all of its products. If your dog won't eat it or you don't see the results you want, just let us know and we'll make it right. Totally risk-free. What do you have to lose? You can't buy PetJoy multivitamins in a store. The only way you can get them is through this unique radio offer. And if you call right now, learn how to get 2 bottles free with your order. Turn your dog's life around and make him or her a happy camper. Ain't that right, boy? He said call PetJoy right now. 800-296-1459. 800-296-1459. 800-296-1459. That's 800-296-1459.
This is a potter's field When people can't pay for their funerals, they are buried here. It is a lonely, desolate place, littered with unmarked headstones. No one visits. No one leaves flowers. But it doesn't have to be that way. For as low as $1 a day, you can ensure your family will have the money to pay your funeral expenses. We offer burial insurance plans that pay up to $30,000. Considering the average funeral costs more than $10,000, that's peace of mind for your family. There are no medical exams, your rates won't increase, and your policy cannot be canceled as long as you make your premium payments. Call now to get approved in minutes and ensure your final resting place is more than just a pauper's grave in a potter's field.
800-308-6729. 800-308-6729. 800-308-6729. That's 800-308-6729. Paid for by Final Expense Direct.
I am a non-attorney spokesperson representing a team of lawyers who help people that have been injured or wronged. If you've been involved in a serious car, truck, or motorcycle accident or injured at work, you have rights, and you may be entitled to money for your suffering. Don't accept an offer you get from an insurance company until you talk to a lawyer. And we represent some of the best personal injury lawyers you can find. Tough lawyers that will fight to win your case. And they're so good they stake their reputation on it by only getting paid if you win. So if you've been in a serious car, truck, or motorcycle accident or hurt on the job, find out today for free what kind of compensation you may be entitled to. Call the legal helpline right now.
800-547-4170. 800-547-4170. 800-547-4170. That's 800-547-4170.
Yeah, this is Jonathan Joseph with the Houston Texans.
I wish Jonathan Joseph was still with the Houston Texans. I do. I mean, have you seen that secondary? Have you seen that Texans secondary? I'm not knocking them. I mean, you know, I know who left them like that. I know who put that mess together. But hey, we'll see. Hopefully they can get a win when they play Jacksonville. I wish Todd was available. Todd, if you're listening and got a few minutes to call, 281-453-1000, 281-453-1000. Todd, myself, David Grubb, several of you lunch breakers, we're talking about, the beginning of the year, whether or not the NFL should play at all, or whether or not they should figure out kind of like a bubble type arrangement. And, some people are like, oh, no, they knew what they're getting into. Oh, we can't let this thing scare us and can't live in fear. If you don't want to go outside, don't go outside. But they're professionals. They got to go and play. They owe us. I got season tickets. They owe me. They got to entertain me. I got to be entertained. That's a couple of hours of my life. I want to just get away from my life. Remember all that? Remember I had people calling me names and, saying craziness about me on the show and all of that. I'm not at all gloating. I'm not at all trying to say I told you so. I'm not at all trying to say that, because this thing is dangerous enough that we don't know how people are going to react. We don't know how they're going to recover. We don't know if they're going to have long-term effects. 22-year-old woman had to have part of her lung removed because of COVID. So never, ever, ever will I be like, oh, see, I told you so. 15 teams in the NFL are currently dealing with issues from COVID-19 in one way or another. They are the Baltimore Ravens, the Houston Texans, the Indianapolis Colts, the Denver Broncos, the Kansas City Chiefs, the Dallas Cowboys, the Green Bay Packers, the Chicago Bears, the San Francisco 49ers, the Arizona Cardinals, the Philadelphia Eagles, the Las Vegas Raiders, the Detroit Lions, the Atlanta Falcons, and the Miami Dolphins. All of them dealing with COVID-19 related cases. Some with front office people, some with staff people, some with players. Some have had coaches that had it. This thing is not a joke, man. It's definitely not a hoax. And it's not like the flu. It's just not. You can get a flu shot. You can't get a COVID shot yet. And I know you said yet. That's what we're saying. You said yet. But not yet. Not yet. You gotta listen to all the words. Not yet. And therefore, because you don't know somebody's body makeup or their underlying conditions or how they will respond to a virus in their body that was not there before. I mean, we've exposed people on 15 different teams. And I'm not going to say that we shouldn't have gone out there. I'm not going to say that they were wrong for going out there. Really for me, all of those protocols and all of those tests, and I remember Bill O'Brien saying how fortified the Texans facility is, and you got to have the eye scan to be able to get in certain buildings, and retina scan, and all of this other high tech stuff and all of that, and it's right there in the building. Right there in the building. And only reason why I'm calling their names is because their names are already out there. Jacob Martin tested positive. Whitney Merciless and Dylan Cole are out because of contact tracing. I pray they're going to be okay. I pray they don't have any symptoms whatsoever. I pray they don't have as much as a cough. But the reality of this thing is you can't stop it. You can't block it outside. The thing got all the way into the White House, into the Oval Office, into the man that sat at the desk and his wife and sadly their child. Thank God they recovered, but they had access to medicine that the average person does not have. Some of these football players have access to medicine that the average person does not have. I just don't know. I'm just being perfectly honest with you. I just don't know. What's the right answer? I don't know. Was it to just throw the doors open and run out there? Woohoo! We're free. We're out of quarantine. Woohoo! Let's run down to the stadium. Woohoo! I don't think that was the right answer either. I think it was somewhere in between. As soon as the head coach of Florida started talking about having a stadium full of fans for the football game versus Georgia, what happens? They get hit with COVID. They can't even play the game when it's scheduled to be played. It's not over. It's not done. Don't lower your guards. For those who have been trying to be careful, don't lower your guards. For those who don't care, I guess keep not caring. I don't know. I don't know. I don't have the answer. I do not think that the answer is what the NBA is trying to do. The NBA is going to start their season on December the 22nd, and they're coming out of the bubble. They are going to play in their respective arenas, and they're going to play 72 games. I'm just going to say, as complimentary as I was of the NBA during the bubble for the playoffs, I'm just the opposite for what they're talking about doing right now. I know they need the money. I know that they can't go through another season of what they went through last year, losing that amount of money. I know the players, want to play as much as they can in front of their home fans. I know they don't want to be away from their families for, watch this, January, February, March, April, May, 5 months, and then if they make the playoffs, June. Nobody wants to be away from their family that long. But guess what? Our military does it all the time. You know, the troops that everything is in honor of, and I'm not being facetious, but the military does it all the time. Military families do it all the time. Babies are born without their moms, and well, obviously they can't be without their mom, without their fathers being there. Shortly after mothers give birth, some of them, you know, ship off or go off into their respective duty. I'm not abdicating for it, but I'm just saying it is not as impossible as folks make it out to be. The bubble worked. It worked for women's basketball. It worked for men's basketball. It worked for soccer. It worked for hockey. It worked. It worked for the playoffs in baseball, except for Gardner. Or what's his name? What's the guy's name that got it? Let me get Sybil Wilkes on here, and we'll talk about it. If you want to get in on the discussion, 281-453-1000, 281-453-1000. I'd like to hear your comments right here on the lunch break on the legendary KYOK. And hang on, having trouble with my stay right there. Me and Sybil having some problems. My trusty device that plays Sybil Wilkes doesn't want to play Sybil Wilkes. Let's try it again.
Need to know today. As the night of counting votes went on, most eyes were on results from 2 states, Georgia and Pennsylvania, among the small group still described as too close to call. In a matter of hours, Donald Trump's lead in Pennsylvania was reduced by 75% from 80,000 to just over 18,000 votes. And overnight, around 4 a.m., Joe Biden took the lead in Georgia. Most of the attention was focused on Clayton County, Georgia, described as Georgia's most Democratic county. After 2 days behind closed doors in the White House, Donald Trump appeared in a briefing room Thursday evening to attack the current system used to count votes. Protests related to the election and racial injustice hit cities nationwide and continued into the night. Protesters in Arizona, Michigan, and Minnesota demonstrated for and against the continued counting of ballots, and hundreds marched against racial injustice. I'm Sybil Wilkes. Be informed, be empowered.
Mr. Von McDonald from Jamaica, play with Indianapolis Colts, and listen. You listen to the lunch break.
All right, y'all, back here on the lunch break on the legendary KYOK and the all-new 92.3 FM. Big shout out to Ben Sutter the third. What's up, Ben? First time viewer, I think. Good to have you on the show, or drop by the show. Justin Turner. Willie Gibson always corrects me. Guy with all the red. I mean, for the most part, the bubble worked for baseball. I don't know if maybe they've done this and I'm just, venting. What did the guy say when he called up a couple of weeks ago? You up there bumping your gums, talking about da-da-da-da-da. Maybe I'm just bumping my gums. Maybe they could have done something like play a certain number of games in the bubble, let those players out, play another certain number of games in the bubble, let those players out, and do it kind of round robin thing so not everybody is stuck in the bubble at the same time for, 5-6 months at a time. I wonder if there was any, watch this, if you're willing to go 72 games, flying all across the country to various different arenas, it's not going to kill you to play 2 months in the bubble, let those guys go and breathe, kind of like what's the term when the troops get to go home for a little while, R&R, whatever it's called. They do that, and then they come back, they test them and screen them for a couple of days, and then you put them back in. I know I'm speaking for other people's lives, but I'm also speaking for their lives when I say I don't know if flying all around the country multiple times a week is the best thing for the NBA players. And they're talking about having fans in the stands. And again, I know these save a billionaires. I know we got to save the billionaires because, boy, I don't know how they're making it, standing in the unemployment line, standing in the soup kitchen line, waiting for handouts. Those poor billionaires, I just don't know how they're going to do it. Let me hit the top of the hour. We'll be right back with hour number 2 of the lunch break on the Legendary KYOK.
The Legendary 1140 AM KYOK Conroe and 92.3 FM K222CX Houston.
The views and opinions expressed on all radio shows broadcast on KYOK are entirely those of the hosts, guests, and callers who are entirely responsible for all show content and do not in any way reflect the opinions of KYOK Radio, its sponsors, staff, or management.
When you walk out on that field today, ask yourself this question. What time is it? Game time! What time is it? Game time! What time is it? Game time! What time is it? Let's go! We ready! We ready! We ready! We ready! And let's go to the house! And let's go to the house! When I step on the field, I send one message. This is what it feels like. This is what it feels like. Football is getting hit. That's it. It's gonna be football now. What time is it? Game time. What time is it? Game time. What time is it? Game time. What time is it? Let's hunt now. Let's hunt now. Let's go. Let's hunt. We ready. And let's go to the house. And let's go to the house. We're talking about the Jets like we're talking about the Saints. All this, how we the Miami Heat of football. Yeah. The bottom line is you got to buckle up your chin straps. It's embarrassing. Yeah. Don't disrespect the game like that. There's too much crying from him. He's a man. They can be hits just like us. He's a man. You already make the big money. He's a man. Don't cry when you step on the field, man. That's war idea. When I step on the field, I send one message. This is what it feels like. Oh, my bad. Your bad don't work in my world. What time is it? Game time. What time is it? Game time. What time is it? Game time. What time is it? Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. We ready.
Hey, AJ, can you hear me?
Yeah, I got you.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I got you.
Game over.
All right, we're back here on the lunch break on the Legendary KYOK and the all-new 92.3 FM. I'm AJ Jones, and it is our Freestyle Friday. And joining us on the show for this hour, Hygh, host of the Casual Hyghlight Podcast. Hygh, how you doing today, man?
I'm doing all right. How you doing?
I'm doing great, man. I'm doing great. Got that Sox cap on. I know you ain't a White Sox fan, right?
Nah, I just have different collection of hats. I have a old school Houston Rockets hat. Let me pull it.
Okay, look, he said I got it right here. I just happen to have it right here.
I got, so it's just a different style of everything. So it depends on how I'm feeling that day. I'll rock it.
Yeah. Well, listen, man, I'm glad to have you on the show finally. I've been threatening for a while, and you finally took me up on it, so I appreciate it.
Oh yeah, appreciate the opportunity to be on here, man. I'm excited I love listening to your show when I'm able to get on. So man, it's awesome, man. It's a great show out there in Houston. It's great to connect with you. Great listening to your sports analysis from a different part of the country. Man, you hit everything: politics, life, music, food. Man, I'm still trying to understand this. What that thing you eating right now with the
jackfruit? Those jackfruit rings?
Yeah, them jackfruit ribs. I can't get with that jackfruit like that. But everything else, man, I can roll with.
Al, let me tell you something. When you come to Houston, I got a spot. I can't say their name because they don't sponsor, but I got a spot, and I'm going to just get it. I'm going to serve it up to you, and all I want you to do is bite into it, and I bet you won't know the difference. And I'm serious about that, man.
All right. Okay. I'm I'm gonna take you up on that. All right.
That'll work. Al, tell everybody where you're from and how you got started in this business.
All right. So originally, I currently live in the Kansas City metropolitan area. I live in a town called Overland Park, Kansas.
Okay.
Suburb outside of Kansas City, Missouri. Preacher's kid growing up, bounced around, born in Louisiana, born in Baton Rouge.
Baton Rouge.
Yeah. Moved around, lived in New Orleans briefly, lived most of my schooling life, grew up in the Kansas City area, lived in a small town, went to college, started at Dillard University for 2 weeks before Hurricane Katrina.
All right.
Went out here to Baker University in Baldwin City, Kansas. Now, for those sports fans, Mike McCarthy, the Green Bay Packers coach, is a graduate of Baker University.
There are a lot of Cowboy fans that wish Mike McCarthy was still the Green Bay Packers coach because they don't like him no more, Doc.
Hey, I can't help you on that one.
Help me understand the Louisiana to Kansas pipeline. That's pretty interesting. How did you get from Louisiana to Kansas?
So when I was younger, my mom went to seminary school out here in Kansas City. She went to St. Paul School of Theology.
Gotcha.
So I just always had the Louisiana roots. Moved back down to Baton Rouge at 22. I went to Southern University, finished from Bible college. Just moved back to Kansas about 3 years ago. I moved back up here.
Okay.
So I still got my family roots down in Louisiana and parts of Texas as well. So
gotcha. My son and grandchildren live just outside of Baton Rouge. My grandparents are from just outside of Baton Rouge. I spent a lot of time going through Baton Rouge and love the town, man. Love the town.
Yeah.
Good hot sausage po' boys in Baton Rouge.
Po' boys, man, we got everything. Don't get me started on the list, man. I gained some weight living down there for several years.
Bro, you can tell I'm a foodie, man. You can tell I'm a foodie.
Yeah.
So from ministry to doing kind of some sports and that kind of thing, tell me about that connection.
So I've been just asking, I've asked God, hey, what do you want me to do in life? I was finishing up, this started in 2018, 2019. I was working on my dissertation paper for graduate school. And I was just like, I don't want to just be a pulpit person, go, because I had a lot of churches wanted me to be in the pulpit, but I'm like, I don't feel the led to go do that. God, what do you want me to do? And so I'm literally just writing my paper, and one day sports just came and fell in my lap. And I just researched it in the spring of 2019, looked at different shows and had a list of different questions, how to present it. Should I do podcasts? Should I do YouTubing? And got into it probably the summer of 2019, was really getting serious about it during the NBA finals between it was the Raptors and the Warriors. Yeah. And so I started putting little things up on Facebook about it and been going. And then I started my first official episode August 29th of 2019. And it literally was like a 2-part first episode. I did like a 2-hour, I think my first episode about an hour, 2 hours, man, because I just wanted to go through my history of sports. I had a love for sports. Sports just saved my life, man. I feel like because I had issues growing up in school and just being bullied. And I always be in that imaginary place watching sports and thinking about hitting the game winning shot or catching the game winning touchdown or hitting the game winning home run. That was just part of my fabric. And so, that's just the connection with that and just bringing Christ from a different perspective and reaching people in sports. And so it's just a good thing just to have a sports conversation. You might be having a bad day, but then you come listen to the Casual Hyghlight Podcast and you be like, man, this dude is knowledgeable. I'm laughing. I'm being educated. I'm being informed. I'm being inspired. And now I feel like I can go impact somebody because after just listening to my show.
Al, that's what's up. We got Al Hygh joining us from the Casual Hyghlight Sports Podcast, joining us here on the lunch break, all the way from the is it you're on the Missouri side, you're on the Kansas side?
I'm on the Kansas side.
I got you. And a lot of folks don't realize one side of the street can be one, the other side of the street can be the other. Right. But so glad to have you on the show. How was that very first podcast? I mean, a lot of folks think that we just jump on here the first time and what they see now is what we were back then. Tell me, man, be honest with me. How big was that frog right there in your throat, man, that knot right there?
Oh, I was very nervous. So I'll tell you this. I think about 12 to 20 minutes into the show, I think about 12 minutes, I was in my closet, in my room, in my apartment, and I dropped the microphone in the middle of the show. I'm just talking, and I'm just like, the mic just fall out my seat. I'm like, oh my goodness, holy mackerel. So I said, well, the show got to keep rolling. I'm not going to edit this out. I'm gonna just keep rolling. Yeah. You know, I had a choo-choo train in the background. I had some ums and some ands and some buts, and so I just kept rolling. And then I'm like, okay, this is cool. So I text the guy, man. Shout out to BS3 Radio, Ben Set Up the Third. I said, man, I'm gonna do another episode because I didn't finish telling all my stuff. So I literally the next day I'm at work writing my next episode in the car, and I get back on there and I tell my part 2 of my sports history and the things that I like and I enjoy. So I mean, once you get that first, second episode, and then you have your friends, your family, and your support group who comes in and lets you know, hey, this is what you need to do. This is A to B. You need to do this. You need to do that. Yeah. And then it's gotten better. So like one of my friends, man, shout out to DJ Avery who does the rap song in the beginning. He was like, man, you've come a long way. I say, yeah, man, you got to get better, man. We just can't just be doing the same stuff over and over again. We're always going to be getting better. At your show, at a lunch break, it's getting better and better every day because we as creators, man, want to be better. We want to bring the best product. So, I mean, you have to go through that. Anybody who wants to create something, just get out there and go do it, and then it'll get better as time progresses, as you learn, as you continue to grow. Absolutely. Al Hygh from the Casual Hyghlight Podcast. Al, we got to take a quick break. We'll come back with more right after this on the lunch break. If you want to get in, 281-453-1000. That's 281-453-1000. We'd love for y'all to call, encourage this young man, and ask him some sports questions because he knows his stuff. We'll be right back right here on the lunch break on the legendary KYOK.
I am a non-attorney spokesperson representing a team of lawyers who help people that have been injured.
All right, thank you.
Diagnosed with cancer. Are you one of the millions who have taken Zantac or other generic versions of this
product? That's what I'm about to go do. Hang on a moment.
Pay close attention to this message. The FDA said it detected low levels of a probable cancer-causing chemical known as NDMA in Zantac and other generic forms of this popular drug. They've banned sales and even removed it from the market. If you've been diagnosed with cancer and you've taken Zantac or a generic equivalent, call the legal helpline now. You could receive a free cash award and have your medical expenses covered. And there's no upfront cost to you. They only get paid if you win. So please call now. 800-251-7816. 800-251-7816. 800-251-7816. That's 800-251-7816.
Oh, shucks.
The legendary KYOK 1140 AM and 92.3 FM. The legend continues.
If you are trying to quit drinking or doing too many drugs, listen to me. You don't know me and we'll never meet. I had a problem like you once. I drank and used to party a little too much till it got out of control and almost ruined my life. I realized I needed help to fix my problem before it totally destroyed me. If you've tried to fix your drinking and drug problem and you know you can't do it alone, you need to call the National Treatment Advisors. They'll immerse you into a 30-day program to replace your old habits with new habits and totally change your life. And if you have PPO private health insurance, the entire program may be covered. Fix your problem right now before it gets any worse. Get clean. Call now and learn more. 800-961-2730. 800-961-2730. That's 800-961-2730. I'm going to tell you how you can get real health insurance for as little as $6 a day. Yes, now you can get affordable health insurance for you and your family immediately, starting at just $6 a day. And coverage is guaranteed regardless of your medical condition. That's right, for about $6 a day, you can have guaranteed health insurance. And there's dental, vision, and prescription coverage too. You owe it to yourself and your family to make this free call right now and learn more. There are no deductibles, no waiting period, no contracts, and coverage is guaranteed. Call National Health right now for your risk-free guaranteed health insurance quote starting at just $6 a day. Call now.
800-797-0921. 800-797-0921. 800-797-0921. That's 800-797-0921.
This is Brian Courtney Wilson, and you're listening to The Lunch Break.
All right, y'all. We are in hour number 2 of The Lunch Break on the legendary KYOK and the all-new 92.3 FM. Don't forget, if you are a senior citizen, 65 and older, you can get a free turkey tomorrow during Senior Citizen Saturday. That's going to take place from 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. at Greater St. Matthew Baptist Church at the 14919 South Main and Fondren location. Again, be there early, 2 p.m. to 4 p.m., so you can pick up a free turkey. And I do know that they're going to give away some of those Butterball turkey certificates. Again, that'll be tomorrow from 2 to 4, Greater St. Matthew on South Main, 14919 South Main in Houston, Texas, 77035. Free concert with Stellar Award nominee, the group called Endurance. So that'll be happening tomorrow. Don't miss out. Don't miss out. All right, let me get back with Al Hygh. He is the host of the podcast called The Casual Hyghlight. I love the name, man. I love all your plays on your name. Now, Al, I want to get your thoughts on, some of these COVID outbreaks we're having in the NFL. 15 teams right now dealing with these outbreaks. What are your thoughts on it?
I'm going to go back to what I said on the show for season 2. And I think the NFL, I'm disappointed that the NFL, can you hear me?
Yeah, I got you loud and clear.
Okay. I'm disappointed that the NFL they were the only league when the original outbreak began back on March 13th. They were the original league who was not in any type of season at all. Yeah. And they should have better planned this with like a pod system or something with different hubs. And they were so stuck on having fans being in the stands. They were so stuck on, this is the old model, and we're gonna work it this way, that you have this type of stuff going on right now.
Yep.
Wouldn't be surprised.
15 teams out of 32 having cases, and you got to do something about it, man, because it's not gonna go down. It's gonna go up.
And the season, and don't be surprised if the season either gets extended or games are going to be canceled because of that. Like this should have been nipped in the bud earlier. I mean, you do all these other things with virtual stuff and training camp. You knew winter was coming, you knew fall was coming, and you should have better planned for this type of stuff.
Yes.
So
Ben just said that the NFL didn't take COVID serious, and like he's right.
Yeah, it's disappointing. It's disappointing, but I hope we learned from it. We learned from Major League Baseball. We learned from the NBA style bubble that they had that was very successful. By far the WNBA bubble, and we work on and you're getting a playoff bubble, which is cool, but think about a team who needs that one particular game to get into the playoffs. That game is canceled because of COVID-19 and how the preparation wasn't done right. So yeah,
Al Hygh, he's the host of the Casual Hyghlight Podcast, joining me here on the lunch break from Kansas. And Al, the NBA act like they don't know what to do. They're going to start their season December the 22nd, 72 games, and they're going to play in their respective stadiums. It's like, wait a minute. What? Do y'all have amnesia? What's going on?
It ain't going. Look, they being bullied. I think part of that is money. I believe part of that is money, and they're trying to recoup as much money as possible and trying to make it work and trying to bring fans into the stands. But you starting your season in the middle and the beginning of winter, December 22nd. Right. I think the first day of winter is December 21st. Man, it's not going to work. I think if they had a similar what hockey did and put stuff in different pies, the best thing is different hubs in different parts of the country. You have 30 NBA teams, so let's do 6 hubs, and you do a round robin of 5 teams and play 6 games there, 5 or 6 games there, switch cities. That's going to be the best way to keep this outbreak from happening. If you still want to play your sport in your profession, But until then, we're going to have cancellations here, 2 weeks here, 1 day here, this player on protocol, and then people skipping protocol, because I believe some people are skipping protocol. Now, a la Nick Saban, for him to have COVID-19 on Wednesday and then to be perfectly fine by Saturday, I got some questions, some question marks.
I'm not saying. I'm just saying. I knew it was going to go down like that as soon as he couldn't get them to overturn the rule to let him coach from remotely.
Allegedly. Hold on, the word is allegedly.
The positive, negative COVID tests start popping up. So what's interesting though, Mike Tomlin just got fined $100,000. The organization $250,000 for not properly wearing his mask. And the Las Vegas Raiders just got docked a draft pick because of the continued violations by John Gruden. So the leagues aren't playing with this stuff, but I still don't know if they're preparing for it the right way.
Right. So you're going to find somebody, you're going to find the coaches, but you weren't properly prepared. I don't understand that part. Now how are you going to find somebody $250,000 and take draft picks away, but you weren't fully properly prepared to begin with, and you didn't have everything in place? You are the National Football League. You are a multi-billion-dollar industry, and you don't have your stuff together. Come on, man.
You're talking my language now. Al, stay right there. We got to take a quick break. We'll be right back after these two quick commercials right here on the lunch break on the legendary KYOK.
Let's be honest, wheelchairs are heavy, bulky, and ugly. If you carry a wheelchair in your car to take care of a loved one, you know how hard it is getting that clunky, old-style wheelchair in and out of your car. Introducing the Feather Chair Wheelchair. At 13 pounds, it's the world's lightest wheelchair. It folds in seconds and fits neatly in your trunk, backseat, or closet, so you can take it everywhere. And it's only available right here. Order yours today and get a free wheelchair case, a $50 value, yours free. The Feather Chair. The world's lightest wheelchair is just $4.99 with easy payments as low as $16 a month. Sorry, no Medicare or insurance accepted. So call right now to order yours.
800-262-4690. 800-262-4690. 800-262-4690. That's 800-262-4690.
Hi, I'm Larry Scott, host of the Not So Christian and Me show. Join me Saturdays for great fun, interviews, music, and the latest news surrounding our world today. We are the show that cares to hear your voice and opinion with real conversation in a no judgment zone. So join me Saturdays from 1 to 2 p.m. on the Not So Christian and Me show right here on the legendary KYOK Radio, 1140 a.m. and the all-new 92.3 FM and KYOKradio.org.
Now, back to the lunch break.
All right, y'all, we're back here on the lunch break on the legendary KYOK and the all-new 92.3 FM. I'm AJ Jones, Freestyle Friday, freestyling with my new brother, Al Hygh, host of the Casual Hyghlight Podcast. And let me remind you, senior citizens, again, tomorrow is the day. Tomorrow is the day that you get a free turkey and other prizes at Greater St. Matthew Baptist Church on South Main, 14919 South Main and Fondren, Houston, Texas, 77035. It's Senior Citizen Saturday, and if you're 65 or older, you can get a free turkey tomorrow, and there will be a free concert with Stellar Award nominee Endurance. Again, that's happening tomorrow between 2 and 4. Please don't miss it. Please don't miss it. All right, Al, so you know, that's the NBA. They're going to try to play 72 games. They're going to try and do it in their arenas. They're going to try and have fans in the stands. Man, the bubble was nice. The bubble was nice. They could figure out how to do kind of like a round robin thing in the bubble. They can figure it out if they wanted to, but they're so busy trying to make it like it was.
It's not going to happen. It's not, my opinion, is not going to be successful. If we look at, go back in history, we look at the Spanish flu back in the early 1900s.
Yep.
And how it did 2 revolutions around the globe. Like this thing, we have to learn that this is going to, it's like a 2 to 3 year span. They still have not found a cure for this particular virus yet. So this is going to take about 2 or 3 years, and people are trying to rush. A lot of folk are impatient. So So they're trying to rush back and get stuff done. It's not gonna happen. And it sucks because you're putting players in harm's way. You're putting fans in harm's way. We got to go back to what is best for humanity right now.
Man, that part.
We got like that. The humanitarian part is the most important thing. And when you value digital paper more than you value humanity,
right?
Then we're gonna have problems. And you see that right now. Yep. We've seen that out right now.
Yeah. Al, bro, I can't say it better. And that was deep right there. When you value digital currency and green paper more than you value your brother and sister that you see every day. Mm-hmm. I mean, the scripture tells us that you can't love God. You can't say you love God and you don't love the people you see every day.
Yeah.
So, man, and all joking aside, man, I'm praying for these people, man, especially on those 15 different teams. I don't care if it's a coach, a player, a trainer. It don't matter. It's a human being. That's somebody that somebody loves.
Right.
So, I'm looking at it that way. College has had some problems. In fact, the Pac-10 is supposed to start this weekend. They already have a cancellation because of COVID-19.
Yeah.
The SEC, they were bragging, oh, we out here. ACC, oh, we out here. Big 12, oh, we out here. All of them have been hit hard by COVID-19. Fortunately, no one has died. That's
the blessing part. But we also got to look at what COVID-19 does to your body, what it does lifelong to your body with your lungs. And here's the other part. You might catch it one time, but you might get it again.
A lot of folks aren't talking about that.
And they don't know that. Especially, let me go ahead and break it down to you, especially the Black and brown community. They're getting hit the hardest when it comes to like health and people with different autoimmune diseases and that type of stuff. And college kids, feel like we can't get this stuff, man. They feel like they're the strongest. They can eat what they want to eat, but man, there's certain things you can't eat because if you got one little inkling in your body, it's going to attack that thing. So once again, man, I just think even with college, I'm disappointed because they valued money over humanity. And college is supposed to challenge you and bring the best out of you. But how are you going to bring the best out of a person when you're putting them into danger zones and there's no cure for it right now? There is no cure for this type of stuff. The only cure that's for COVID-19 is if your body stays healthy. That's it.
That's the only one. I keep looking at my phone because we are, we're talking sports right now, but we're also your hub for election updates. And as soon as something changes in the current election situation, we're going to let you know. Obviously, as of right now, Joe Biden is leading in some states that some folks didn't think he could win. But something is officially called. We're going to let you know. Somebody is calling in on the phone line. Al, let's take a phone call. Hello, you're live on the lunch break. Who's this calling?
Brother AJ Ferdinand.
Hey, Ferdinand, you're on with me and Al Hygh from the Casual Hyghlight Podcast.
Oh, how you doing, Mr. Hygh?
Hey, how you doing?
Wonderful. I just got a couple comments. I won't be long, AJ.
No problem, man.
The Father will not have any of us be ignorant. We have healthy children that are going to school, coming home with COVID. You have to know what you need to do as a parent. And I don't think so much as a leader. When you go to leadership, that's something totally different. But as a parent, and you got to make a decision between life and death. I think that you homeschool your children, at least for a year, to see where this thing is going. But for the lack of knowledge, me and a parent. So if you love yourself as well as your children, you'll do these things differently. This world is all about money and money alone. They don't care about people in poverty. Less fortunate. They don't care if even share the crumbs off the table. They're only concerned with one thing, they think, money.
Yeah.
So are you ready to prostitute your child for some money for them that's going to make money, and your child end up and die, and then you can't even go to the hospital and sit with your child? They get weak. as a people, have to sit down, return to the Father, and ask Him, what should we do in a time like this? God bless.
God bless you, Ferdinand. Caller of the year 2017. Al, he was my first caller on my show 3 years ago, man. First caller. And it was months before he came. I was doing this show for probably about 3 months before Ferdinand called for the very first time. And he's been calling ever since, man. So I really respect and appreciate that brother, man. He's a real good dude. And he's real open-minded, man. We can be on different ends of the spectrum, but there ain't never been a day that love has been lost. So man, I really appreciate it. But he's right, man. A lot of folks are talking about is money and the economy and what have you. And man, I'm starting to wonder, did we really get that glove back from Thanos? I saw Avengers Endgame. Did we really get the glove back? Because I feel like he got them fingers together before they got that glove. Did Iron Man really take one for the team? Because I don't know, man. Right now it's looking like Thanos got one off before they got him, man.
Man, listen, it's, man, that's just some of the stuff you see out here. You just shake your head, man. And then here's the other part. People do not take time to understand people. And then on top of that, if you say one thing that doesn't agree with how they feel, they'll distance themselves from you. And what I've been like the last couple of years, I've been able to do is to just go sit down and listen, just to hear people out and just ponder on it, and then agree to disagree. But let's still go back and be friends. Let's still go back and work together. Let's still go back and get and have fun and watch sports. Let's sit back and go get stuff done. So what happens is we get in our fictions and then stuff don't get done. Stuff don't get done. This is how it is, and this is the way it should be. Check this out. Let's just break this down in Christianity.
Okay, let's do it.
There is about over 300 or 400 different denominations. Plenty beliefs. Everybody believes in Christ, but it's different. It's one way to the Father, and that's through Jesus. But then it's parables. You have people who might reach you through sports. You might have people who reach you through the finances. You might have people who reach you through health. You might have people who reach you through politics. So there's different ways to reach the people. We don't have to agree. We can agree on the common goal of treating people right, but it's different ways to reach them and to treat them. You got to be able to speak their language. So your language, AJ, is different from my language. Somebody else's language might be different from both of ours, but we still work collectively together for the common goal and the common good. And I don't think people really grasp and understand that part.
Yeah. No, you said a mouthful with that right there, brother. Because especially when we look at what's going on with this election, some of the same people. And again, I'm not saying this to cause division. In fact, I hope people know my heart by now. Some of the same folks that wanted to tell us to just relax and calm down and trust the process and let's try to come together, and that God put, the previous president that we had in place in spite of his imperfections, in spite of his character flaws and personality issues. They're the very ones right now that are praying to God to remove the man that might be going in, to give their man victory. And it's like, wait a minute.
Right.
Where's that same energy of God allowed this? Where's that same energy of God may have chosen this other man? I mean, Elijah was hiding in a cave and God told him to go and anoint Jehu. And guess what? Jehu was the one that had them throw Jezebel down. So I'm just saying, man, you gotta realize every now and then God does what he wants to do.
Right. He do.
And
Yeah.
not what you want and you want to prophesy, prophet lie and all that other kind of stuff, man.
They don't talk about that. No, they don't want to hear that.
Brother, I'm just trying to say, man, I'm looking at folks real strange right now, like, oh, we prophet lying now. Now we prophet lying. But we was telling the truth back then, but now we straight prophet lying.
We are 2020 is exposing who will not lead us in the future. Brother. That's what 2020 is doing right now. Brother. And this election is exposing who will not lead us in the future, because it's a lot of nonsense going on. I'm gonna go ahead and just break the ice on this part.
I'll hear it.
Not everybody wants to be a Christian. So if they don't want to be a Christian, if they don't want to be a believer, and they want to be a Muslim or a Jew, you still gotta love them and respect them.
Absolutely.
Period. So that might have not worked for them. Okay, cool. But I'm not going to talk down on the person and belittle that person No, I'm going to still show them love no matter what. That's what in all religions, if you look at in religions, everything began with love. God was love. so like this part, and then the part I think what bothers me is they say, man, this was a Christian nation founded on godly principles, but I'm like, wait a minute. In that case, so black people were dealing with 400 years from 1619 to now. We've been carrying stuff in the mindset and the mental, because I went to school for psychology now. So we've been carrying stuff spiritually, physically, and mentally for over 400 years from our ancestors. And y'all still haven't dealt with that. Y'all worried about the babies. God bless that. But it's all of humanity. There's a part of the United States that's still hurting from that.
Yep.
There's a disenfranchised. There's voter suppression. Hello, somebody. People think, oh, there's no voter suppression.
Social economic ism, all of that, and that's the thing I'm trying to get some people to understand. Paula White's on TV praying for the angels from Africa and South America.
Oh, she need to sit down
and defend the president.
Yeah.
But wait a minute now. First of all, didn't your president call them? I can't say the word on the radio station. Didn't he call them negative word? Why you want the angels from there to come and defend him over here? That's number one. Number two. So what you're telling me is our ancestors who prayed for over 400 years for slavery to be over, that God took 400 years to answer them, but he's supposed to come right now because your man is losing? I'm sorry. I'm not understanding this execution of theology these people got going on right now. And I'm not judging, I'm not condemning, but I'm just saying it looks real strange.
Yeah.
It sounds real strange. Now I'm understanding better why some people saying I don't want it. I love God. I love Jesus. I just don't want to love him like that.
Mm-hmm. So what their God is God of money and a God of America, and they don't have a global perspective of God. That's all that is. They don't have a global perspective of who he is. When we get out of the box of just saying that God is just about the United States and have a globe, and then realize, okay, it's a global perspective of him, then we'll be able to there'll be some changes that's going to be made. Now, there's going to be some changes in America regardless after this election, voluntary and involuntary, because there's certain people that's rising up saying, we're not putting up with this. The millennials and the generation under us, they're not putting up with this. No. Mm-mm.
I'm telling you, that sign that I saw of the protesters that said, you have, I can't say the next word, with the last generation. And that did something to me, man. I'm trying to tell you, that rose up in me. I'm getting my hair standing up on my arms right now. I got tears in my eyes right now. That says something to me. Because my grandfather's generation didn't get it done. My father's generation didn't get it done. My generation might get it done. But this generation right now is saying, listen, we're going to finish this off by any means necessary. So you don't have to give us anything. You don't have to allow us to do anything, because we're willing to fight to get what we want and we deserve.
Right.
And I'm telling you, people made the mistake of thinking that we were talking about brutally and talking about with weaponry and everything like that. And what happened is them young people got mobilized and they got in them ballot boxes. The young people got mobilized and they ordered some ballots to mail in. The young people got mobilized, and even their friends overseas, they say, hey, don't forget to vote. Don't forget to send your ballot. And sure enough, you look up, and all of a sudden, in places where the president want to call them out their name, in Philadelphia and in Decatur, Georgia, and in parts of Arizona, stuff like that, all of a sudden now you seeing more voter turnout than you got an answer for. And remember, you started this. You were the one that called them thugs. You were the one that called them the far left and all these other things. You were the one that did that. So, you know, I can't say it like I want to, but you should have been talking that noise.
He was talking out the side of his neck. That's what they say in the South. They talking the side of his neck. That's what he was doing.
Every now and then, you need to leave people alone, because they might just answer you. They might just answer you. They might not answer you in a way that you see coming. So, man, and again, like throwing it out there in the sports world, they demanding that these kids, you know, play for them. They demanding that these athletes entertain them. They're demanding that these athletes help them get away from their lives. My life is not that miserable that I got to get away from my kids for 2 to 3 hours at a time. My life is not that miserable that I want to get away from the people that I love, because I'm miserable about my life. So they're demanding these things, but didn't realize that those folks have voices too. And you can't keep calling out LeBron James, and you can't keep calling out Pat Mahomes, and you can't keep calling out Lamar Jackson and those guys. Man, I love what some of the college kids did. We're not practicing until we can all get registered to vote. We're not practicing unless we can go to the poll on election day. We're not doing any of this until we get these demands met. And like I said, now all of a sudden in towns where it wasn't what it used to be, it is that now. It is that now. Yeah.
Even if you look in what was it, South Carolina, Lindsey Graham against, I forgot the guy's name.
Jamie, I forget his
name.
name.
Yeah. They them voters turned out, man. They realized that you have the power of the vote. The power of the vote is real. There's no come on out. Like the strategy was good. Now it's going to even be better for next election, because now you're gonna be able to have more people registered. And then the secret weapon was the mail-in ballot. That's why Pennsylvania flipped. That's why Michigan flipped. That's why Wisconsin flipped. That's why, and all of a sudden, I think Biden would have had Georgia on Tuesday night. But I think on the news there was something going on in Fulton County in one of the polling locations. Yeah, and so they had in Metro. I'm like, all of a sudden in Metro Atlanta, all of a sudden something want to go down. Okay, we're gonna wait. Okay, you know what? And right now he's winning Georgia. Right. So like people are sick of it. People are tired. People are rising up, and we have to adapt to your stuff. We listen to you. Why don't you come listen to us?
That's Al Hygh from the Casual Hyghlight Podcast. Join him here on the lunch break, Freestyle Friday. We're just talking about sports and life. That's the thing that I can't understand. Y'all keep telling me that my life ain't never been better under a man, and that things ain't never been better for me. Y'all keep telling me my unemployment is lower than it's ever been. Y'all keep telling me I got better access to jobs than I ever had before. Well, why are you so scared to be in a similar situation? Why are you so scared like your life is going to be over now that somebody else that you don't like is running the show? So I'm telling you the same thing. Your life ain't never been better than it's going to be. Your life ain't never been as better as it's going to be. Your unemployment going to be low. You might have to pay a few more taxes, but you're going to be all right. The Lord will make a way somehow. So I just don't understand how people will tell minorities that everything is good until they have to become the minority, and then all of a sudden we can't have it. We got to go get our guns and go stand out there and we're going to protest because we're Americans.
Yeah. They're used to living. They was taught that fear. It was fear. They never asked questions as to why. Why do we have to treat this person a particular way? Why? And so and they've hid and especially, Lord have mercy, I gotta say it, the evangelical clique. They've hid around Jesus, but have never really understood the people. Never really studied and asked enough questions as to why. And so they say, well, this is what the law is. We got to obey the law. But does the law make sense to you right now? You have the power to change it. I'm a brown skinned man. I don't have the 80s powers right here. I'm telling you what they're doing to us. Right. And those who understand and ask the questions are the ones who are the leaders, in my opinion, are the ones who ask the questions, the readers to ask the question why are the ones who are going to call people out. And then they call those people, man, them lovers, they don't understand, that's not what God wanted. And so it's just, if you look at this election, man, you see a lot of people, I believe most of those states in red voted in fear. Yep. I believe 50% of that was fear. Even if you look in the African American community, and they tell us, well, you have to vote this particular way. So you're telling me God created me, so only thing I have to be about is kingdom? No, I need to be about kingdom. I need to understand my culture because God created me this way. So I need to understand who I am.
I didn't pick being black.
I didn't pick this.
Right. So I got to understand my culture. God wanted me to be this for a reason.
Right.
And that's where I had to realize I didn't pick being black and I can't fake being white. So guess what? I need to I need to open my mouth. I need to speak up. I need to use my platform. I need to use the opportunities that I've been given. And I need to make sure that my culture is treated fairly. I'm not trying to be treated better than you. I'm not trying to put you beneath me. See, that's the problem. There are certain people in other cultures that, because you're so used to putting people beneath you, you automatically think that people are trying to put you beneath them. Not trying to do what you did to me. I'm trying to be equal. And if you're telling me that equality is this, then I want that. If you're trying to tell me equality is that, I want that too. I just want the same treatment that you're getting. Don't shoot me because I'm black. You know, if I try to take your life, then you have a right to defend it. But don't be so afraid of me being black that I gotta die or my children gotta die and they don't get a fair chance to have their day in court. That's all we're asking. That's all we're asking.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's it.
And again, man, tying it back to these sports, man, I'm telling these young people now, don't just dream of being a good football player in the NFL. Don't just dream of being a great basketball player in the NBA. Don't be dreaming of just being a good Major League Baseball player. Dream of owning. Dream of owning.
Dream of owning and dream about after. You know, use that them 6 or 7 years. If you were able to get into those leagues, you use that money to save. That's winning the lottery. So you're able to now invest and have your own 3 or 4 different businesses, invest into your communities, bring people on the team, show them have apprenticeships. Don't just have people working for you, but tutor them and show them how to run and operate their business. Yeah. And then that's how the community. That's how we see an effect take place in the community. That's how we begin to see change, because it's really we see now this is about money right now. It's about currency.
Right. And again, 2020 is showing us that.
Yeah.
2020 is showing us that the security we thought we had on these jobs is not the security that we actually had, because a lot of folks don't have those jobs. And over 45% of black businesses across the United States of America closed because of COVID-19. So you got to find a way to do something other than just work for somebody else. You got to find a way to not just have a business, but to have your business COVID-19 proof and recession proof and, virus proof. So you literally got to get in there and figure out the unforeseen. But think about this, Al. We got 30 football teams. So let me get it right. 30 basketball teams, 32 football teams, and I forget how many baseball teams.
I think it's 30 baseball teams, yeah.
We got one black NBA owner. One. One. Now, wait a minute. And that's the only one we've had. The only one we got right now is the only one we had out of all those professional sports teams. And I don't want to hear that we don't have the money, because we do. I don't want to hear we don't have the knowledge and the intellect. Trust me, Daniel Snyder didn't have it when he bought it. Jerry Jones didn't have it when he bought it.
Yeah.
Calvin there definitely don't have it. So what you're telling me is it's fair to a point. And then everything up here, don't worry about what's in there. That ain't for you. Don't worry about what's in there. And I'm saying, no, I want to see what's in there too. I don't want Michael Jordan to be the only owner of a pro team. I don't want, watch this, I don't want the commissioner of those leagues to be only white men. Things are better for us than they've ever been before. So then we ought to be able to have some black commissioners. We ought to be able to have some women commissioners. We ought to be able to have some black owners. We ought to be able to have some women owners.
Whew. We got a lot of work to do.
Bro,
we got it.
Real quick, Stacey Abrams.
Yeah, we got to give Stacey her roses. We got to give
Stacey Abrams. Come on, baby. Come on.
Yeah, we got to give her roses right now. We got to, I believe she's carried a torch of who was the senator from Atlanta? John Lewis.
John Lewis, sure did.
Carry that torch and keep stuff moving.
And I say again, you shouldn't have talked about John like you did. You could have just sat there quiet and ate your food, but you didn't have to say what you said. Is he a great man? I don't know. Is he a great man? You know. And what you did was you let that spirit seep into somebody else who you overlooked. Yeah. And all that person did was get out and register about 800,000 people.
Yeah, that's it. So,
bro, I'm telling you, man. Listen, I done run my mouth. we got to get ready to go. Al, tell everybody where they can find you and follow you, and when you can come back on the lunch break.
Hey, so go ahead, check out alhygh.com. I have Instagram. I have another podcast. I'm working on an episode called Disrespect Your Senses, and that's in the link with the Casual Hyghlight. Disrespect Your Senses is asking the question right. It's telling like my life story, bring a little bit of ministry to it as well. I'm working on a new episode about my daughter. My daughter's 13 now, and it's about my journey of being a father in her life. So that's going to be on the lookout for that. Come up in the next couple of days. But everything at all my social media and stuff is alhygh, ALHYGH at alhygh.com. And that's my flow page. So got some great things coming out, man. I'm definitely going to be tuning into the lunch break. Whenever you want to have me back on, AJ, and we can just run it again, talk about sports. We can talk about life. We can talk about music. We can talk about food. That jackfruit stuff. I'm waiting on it, Doc. I'm waiting.
Get down here. I got you, Al.
Okay.
If I can find somebody to wrap it up like they do that Gates barbecue up there,
yeah.
I'll wrap it up, dry freeze it, ship it up to you, and just let you tell me. All right, just let you know.
All right. And then next time, I'll make sure I have better lighting next time too, because I'm at an older computer. But I'm just glad that people could hear my voice, and man, we just able to collab and talk. So
I see you switch hats on us too, man.
Yeah, I did. I put the H-Town to help with the lighting, but it still didn't work. So it is what it is.
Like I said, we'll definitely have you back, Al. Definitely gonna be praying for you, man. Man, you have much success with all that you put your hand to, man. Because again, we call you blessed. We call you highly favored, man. Can't wait to have you back on the show. All right.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
All right, man. Al Hygh, y'all follow him again. You can go to his website, and Hygh is spelled Hygh. Hygh. Y'all be sure and follow this young man. Let's give him some love. And lunch breakers, y'all already know what to do. Y'all follow him and follow him like y'all do us. We family. All right. Al, have a good rest of your weekend, man. We'll talk to you soon.
All right, Boo. Thank you, sir.
All right. Al Hygh, good brother, man. I appreciate him for making the time to come on and all of that. So y'all do me a favor, stay safe out there. Stay safe out there, because it's a lot of people that's not happy with what's going on. I keep checking my updates to see if there's any update in the election. I know before I got in, Joe Biden had taken the lead in every one of the remaining states except for Alaska and I believe in, North Carolina or Virginia, one of those two. But everything else in Georgia and Pennsylvania and Nevada and in Arizona, he was still in the lead. So let's just see what's up. Let me take one call before we go. Hello, you're live on the lunch break. Who's this? Hello?
Hello?
Oh, yeah, got you now. Go ahead.
Hey.
What's up, Keith Hygh, caller of the year 2020? What's happening?
It's the weekend.
Yes, sir.
Your Saints versus my Bucks.
You already know what it's going to be.
Well, I saw several articles where Drew Brees is working out without pads and Jameis Winston is going to get the start. Do you know anything about that?
I do know that Drew had a shoulder issue and they limited him in practice. I do know that to be a fact. But I did not know that they had named Winston as a starter. In fact, I'm going to my contacts now. Hang on, right there.
They're terrible.
Let's see. No, I don't see anything. I don't see anything on that. I do see that Mike Tomlin and the Steelers got fined $350,000. They need to put the mask on, but that's it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I wanted to wish you luck on Sunday night. I think it's going to be a tremendous football game. And I'm hoping the red and pewter can beat the black and gold, but that's why they suited up, man.
Well, let's see, man. I mean, we got to do it friendly now. So Arizona iced tea.
I know the color purple.
All right, and then yours is
green.
All right, there it is. There it is. May the force be with you.
That's exactly. And I wanted to say happy weekend to you and the lunch breakers, and looking forward to Sunday night. And we'll definitely talk on Monday.
All right, Keith, I appreciate you. Have a blessed weekend, man.
Take care. You do the same.
Always good to hear from Keith Hennig. He's our caller of the year for this year. Listen, 2020 was so crazy. I had to go ahead and give out that award early. Todd has been amazing. In fact, Todd is the front runner for the caller of the year award for 2021. El Michelle is in the running for that. Karen Gibson's in the running for that. But Todd is definitely the front runner for caller of the year for 2021. So we'll see how that works out. All right, y'all. Listen, we got to get ready to go. Senior citizens, don't forget tomorrow between 2 and 4, you can get a free turkey if you're 65 and older during Senior Citizens Saturday at Greater St. Matthew Baptist Church. They're located at 14919 South Main near Fondren, Houston, Texas 77035. There's also going to be some other prize giveaways, and you'll check out a free concert with Stellar Award nominee Endurance. They're a great group. Love those guys. But tomorrow, get in line, get your free turkey and other giveaways. So make sure you do that. All right, y'all. I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up. I want to thank Butterball Turkey for being on. I want to thank the superintendent from the Woodland Hills School District up in Pittsburgh, PA. What an amazing man, Mr. James Harris. And, man, I really appreciate having him on as well. So y'all be safe out there. Be careful. Keep your eyes open, because there's some people that are not happy about what's going on right now, and we don't need them doing anything dumb where you're concerned. I'm not speaking it. I'm telling you to be careful of it. So as always, let's not be divided. Let's be united. I love you. There's nothing you can do about it except wear your mask, wash your hands, sanitize everything around you. Be sensitive to everybody around you. Give them their 6 feet. And whatever you do, when you see that racism, kill it. Not the person, the racism. All right? Pray for this nation. Y'all have a blessed one. We'll talk soon.
It's Sybil Wilkes with what you need to know today. As the night of counting votes went on, most eyes were on results from 2 states, Georgia and Pennsylvania, among the small group still described as too close to call. In a matter of hours, Donald Trump's lead in Pennsylvania was reduced by 75% from 80,000 to just over 18,000 votes. And overnight, around 4 a.m., Joe Biden took the lead in Georgia. Most of the attention was focused on Clayton County, Georgia, described as Georgia's most Democratic county. After 2 days behind closed doors in the White House, Donald Trump appeared in a briefing room Thursday evening to attack the current system used to count votes. Protests related to the election and racial injustice hit cities nationwide and continued into the night. Protesters in Arizona, Michigan, and Minnesota demonstrated for and against the continued counting of ballots, and hundreds marched against racial injustice. I'm Sybil Wilkes. Be informed, be empowered.
All right, y'all. I really hope y'all enjoyed the show. What wonderful guests we had today. Again, please be safe out there. I can't emphasize it enough. Please be safe out there. Watch your surroundings and try and make sure somebody knows your location at all times. Not this, definitely this. We can bring this thing back together. All right, y'all. Take care. Love you.